That's great.
I lead the executive, and then the president leads the board.
Okay, now that's a very good structure. I remember recently we had at Tonduparaka, where you have the chairman, you have the president, right there. Okay, but all in all, that does not do anything, because we don't see the president most of the time, frequently, not vocal, of course, to be. But all in all, let's start from here. 2024, a 2025 season is what we're talking about. But before that, we did see you throwing a report, a survey by the media team, throwing it through to different social handles to see that this runs well. What is the survey for, before even we get to other things?
Yeah, thank you so much once again. This is Arua City Football Club. We are 3 years. This is 3 season in the game after 2022. That's when we revived
after the rebrand.
Yeah, after the rebrand.
Yes.
We're doing our best. Just recently, we invited for funds, the stakeholders meeting at the city council to engage with the community. We want to understand from the community what are they saying about the club. People came, few came, but because of the challenges of weather, and also our former president, Mr. Magogo, was in Arua, so all that interrupted our engagement. But nevertheless, we got the community, the few members came, and we discussed with them. Also, again, we developed a team, a survey tool, which we disseminated through all the media platform to engage the community. What are they seeing of this club? What are the expectations? What is the problems? What is it making a fan not to come to watch our games? Is our management okay? Is our coach or technical okay? Those are the things we wanted to find out from the team, from the community. But I want to tell you that I'm so much excited. Responses are coming in. So far we have over 200 responses. People are giving us feedback, and from that, trust me, we shall be able to, because we are learning from those responses, we shall be able to communicate and help us understand. And we shall truly, after making the analysis, we shall disseminate the results to the public. We really want to take this club to the community and for them to own. One of the questions was whether people accept to buy shares. And I can tell you, many people are responding positively. That this club, much as it is managed by the city council, but it will also be okay if they buy the shares and have a stake. But it's a good idea, because we also want to understand from the community, much as it is still managed by the club, by the city council, still community has 100% stake in it.
There's one thing that came through about the FUFA president. He's advocating for something called the community club agenda, which currently is going. And most of the times, the community, if the community is involved in something, I think it's very, very important for it to progress. And how much the community comes in is very, very vital. I think shares now are in there. But of course, if a club is going to be limited by shares, shall it be a limited company? Because are they buying just for purposes of maybe, the low term I may not be well versed with, but won't it limit the club? And what percentage of shares would the city want to sell in case that comes out?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Owen. Right now, we have not yet gone that far, but we have now got the responses from the community.
That people are interested.
And people are interested. Now, then after that, we shall now go to the next step. We have a legal advisor who will help us to understand that, and then we shall call a few of the respondents, and then we'll understand. After their name shall come to disseminate to the community on what the next step is. But truly, as the president said, we're also trying to take now this club to the community. This club is not for the city council. City council just comes in to manage it. Yeah, but we're taking to the community.
Okay, now very big.
All those are proposals. Yeah.
You said the club is not for city council, but you manage it.
You manage it.
But yes. Of course, if you look at there, it is I say an institutional club. You still own it.
Yeah,
as the city council?
For now, we are owning it. That's why we want now the committee to come in on board.
But all in all, one of the biggest thing I should say is that the club is right here, and a lot of things happen.
Yeah.
23 years down the road, what are some of the challenges you faced ever since you appointed as the chairman of this club? And would you think there's a lot that you've changed in this team?
Yeah, a lot has been happening, and we're trying to reorganize the club. That's why recently you saw an advert for CEO position. You see, when we rebranded this club, there had been this mentality of handpicking the administrators, the CEO, the technical, through recommendations. But this has affected us so greatly. But now what we have moved on recently, we had the executive meeting, and the committee members was like, for us, we need now to start moving forward to make this club now working. And in this case, we now moved out to advertise a CEO position. I'm glad to tell you that so far we have 5 people who have applied, and we're going to call professional people to interview to get us one person from either the 5 or the next, because the deadline is on Friday. And then after that, we shall also get a technical director. These people now will go back and do what, and get us now the real players and make this and organize this club. Aware that FUFAs year in year out, they train individuals through FOMACO to come as professional football managers, and as a Arua City, we're also giving back to the people of such kind to get employment. So if we leave them behind and handpick somebody who has no qualification, really, it does a disservice. That's why we're now giving a hand to you boss, and to FUFA, to have these people who have been trained come and work. Yeah. Okay.
Now, recently, FUFA had something that you saw newly trained CEOs that came. I should say FOMACO, yes. And that is one thing. 2, FUFA is looking forward to see that there should be a change. And where is the change? The change of how teams are going to be coming in. And the teams coming in means the people who have passed, because they have released very many clubs. Very many people who went for the FOMACO or for the courses. There's even the diploma. FUFA is coming with a strategy of every other person or every other club that is affiliated to FUFA should have a qualified CEO, someone who understands the football, to make sure that the development is easy. And for Arua City, the level you are, even you could be a CEO. Even me, I could be a CEO, maybe. But why is it that you're going for who knows football? That means there's a big agenda you're trying to push in there. There's something big that you want to achieve throughout the seasons or throughout the football club journey. And now that is aside. Let's look at your performance last season. What do you think could have hindered Arua City Football Club's performance? And yet, according to the budget that was released, of course from the city, I thank God that you people have been giving us also access to that. You would see that roughly around 70 million on paper is what has been there for the club. I remember the last time I interacted with you, you had a statement about Arua City going to have its own income generating maybe activities that will be coming, or income generating materials that will be coming in there. One of them was the washing bay that was to be put at the current, let's say it's like a bomber ground now for that is Arua City at OPM grounds. Let's know what happened, what went wrong. That is a bit of this. 2, what exactly went wrong with the budget? Is the money there or it's not there, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, thank you so much for that question. As the club, for its sustainability, really resources are always needed. And the washing bay being one of the projects, of course, where many projects are coming on board, which at a later time we shall also be able to disseminate them to the public, because this committee is for the public. Just all this, we are making them to sustain, to make this club have sustainability. One, the issue of the washing bay, all those materials, maybe say the equipments were procured. But our challenge had been the place. At first, council gave us a place, which is now used as the Boma. You're aware that right now in council, we don't have any open place for events, for gathering. The one we had at Arua Hill is under construction. The police ground is under rehabilitation. So the only place we have as City Council is that on Opium ground. So because of that, this project was halted. And we advised to wait. Council is looking for us a place and to have that washing bay installed. But this season, we had some communication, we had some engagement with the management of the City Council, and they are ready to give us some other place, which will be announced later on after we have confirmed. I want to also use this opportunity to thank the management of Nduparaka Football Club. Really, in the last 2-3 seasons, we have really managed to cooperate with them. These are nice people. I want to really thank them so much that we have been coexisting with them. We have been using the Nduparaka Greenlight Stadium. But this time around, we are moving to our primary football pitch as our home ground. We shall be using that. A lot of talks are ongoing on how to make it more visible, to make it more of quality, that will pass the assessment. Of course, the perimeter fence have to be installed for the fans not to interrupt the players. And manuals are also going. I think by tomorrow the manuals will be fed there. All this to make the facility of more quality to pass the assessment. So I want to thank the management of our primary to have really welcomed us to use that facility, and trust me, we shall use it. In fact, that has been one of the issue in our assessment, in our survey. People are complaining that Nduparaka has been far for them to go, because aware we have a big league now, and previously the Premier League, the two clubs had outshadowed us. That now people consider more of the big clubs than
let's look at something. You've talked about speech in general.
Yes.
And in this speech, I can tell you that there has been what is called Barifa Stadium, which is virgin, I should say, because Arua Hill was there, you people also played there. What has happened? Why can't you people take Barifa as your own ground, since it's under the city?
Yeah, we in fact had all those discussions when we were trying to have at least a home for this football club. Aware that Arua Hill, Barifa was used by Arua Hill. But the problem there is security. The security in Barifa is not all that good. You can't attest to me that what has been going in Barifa, the poles have been removed. Like even the beautiful Barifa we saw when in the regime of Arua Hill is no longer the one we're having it right now.
It's been vandalized.
It's been vandalized.
Yes.
So you can imagine what is taking place there. So because of that, the meager resources we have, you install something there, and then the following day you find that it's not there. So we're like, let us develop the Arua primary, make it of good quality, and we use it. But nevertheless, as the City Council also has a plan for Barifa to make it more than what we're expecting.
Okay, now of course you will be doing one thing for us. You can send your questions, maybe if you have questions to, that is the president of Arua City, for those who are following, and on the numbers below, of course, this, the screen. At the same time, you can send your SMS and of course do a text or WhatsApp right through to make sure that you get us through, and the questions that will be coming right there. Maybe he will also want to answer them as you will be right there. But all the same, let's leave that there. Now, plans are ongoing, just like you said, for the team to see that they get better. But at the same time, CEO is not yet in place. The club had a coach last season, which of course you would see that did not also finish all well. What currently is on ground for 2024-2025 season, apart from the CEO post that has been put vacant?
Yeah, like you said, you see at regional we had mandate to get any person for management, technical, CEO or what. But like I told you, like I said earlier on, we want to have this club organized from the onset going forward. That's why we're having all these people on board. But behind the curtains, behind the scenes, things are moving on well. We're having meetings. The players are being engaged. We have a scouting a team on board who are engaging players. And very soon we shall be able to tell you, to announce to you the players who have brought on board. But trust me, we're having an ambition, we have a target for this season, at least to go to playoff. Yeah, and as part of Arua City being an inclusive kind of, we're having refugees on board. We're having refugees on board and any other immigrants on board, so that you have the club inclusive to any other person. Yeah, but okay. The one thing I want to say in summary is we're having a target this season and we're ambitious to make it to play off. Yeah.
All right. I've just seen a message here. Someone was like, he has not answered the question of the budget, of course, the cash. I told you have 70 million, according to, I don't know whether that is what is there. So, was that on paper or the cash was able to come in?
Wow. Yeah, thank you so much. Arua City gives us a budget. A budget was planned for this club, 70 million. Of course, this has been for the last 2 seasons, 70 million, of which we are intending to also maybe in future increase according to the figures. So this is just a budget. Somebody from planning perspective, when we budget for something, we put a figure, but mind you, this is not an actual. So like for example, a city council has a budget of right now 50 billion, of which local revenue is 6.5 billion. And of the 6.5 is now the 70 million allocated to the club. But now in the instance that the city council gets 3 billion or 4 billion instead of 6.5 billion, it affects all sectors, all departments. So in this case, Arua City Football Club is a sector in the city council. So which if a city council gets 4 billion instead of the 6.5 billion, of course, all the sectors will be affected, as well as Arua City being in. So in that takes sense, like for example, last season, we affected, the 70 million was not given all, we received a half of that money, which made us up to that level. But the challenge here we're having is, you know, these monies are given quarterly. And you know, football is not like that. Football needs, if you want a player, you need to get money and pay there and then. Something like that. Allowances, they have gone to maybe a match, coming back, you have to give money there. If you postpone them, tell them to wait, you have not received money from the state council, people get demoralized. But this is something we're trying to handle, that the small money given to us by the state council, let it go direct to our football account, so that you can manage than waiting, of course, to demoralize the players as a way of motivating them.
Because that was going to be one of the questions.
Yeah, but as well, I really want to welcome people on board, the people, the sports lovers, that much as the 70 million is mentioned there on paper, you also come in through gate collections. We can also raise and supplement the small money we are getting from the city council and make things move as we expect for this club to succeed.
Okay, yeah. So how have you been maintaining, how have you been handling the team itself without, like that has come in there? Because if your budget is 70 million and you didn't fulfill it, could we say that's some of the reason why the team underperformed last season? Yeah,
very true. That is the big factor making this club, but sometimes not. Because now players go for the match, maybe say outside Arua district or Arua city, maybe to Nebi or something. They come back, there's no allowance to be given them, they have to wait. Accumulation of those allowances, it really affects, demoralizes players. You know, these people, these are the players who have homes, who have what. That's one major factor which has been making us perform that way. But I want to thank the players. They have been understanding, and at some point when this money has come, they give them much as the accumulative. They come in that lump sum figure, and they at least also help them.
Let's look at roughly. Like roughly, yeah. What is your budget for a trip away from home?
Roughly, away from home, it depends on the
your
distance.
away games, yes.
It depends on distance.
Which one has been your longest ever?
Our longest has been Pakwach.
And how much?
Pakwach and maybe. Our biggest budget
for a trip
to
Pakwach
has been 1.5.
Okay.
1.5.
Food,
transport, allowances. Of course, a club like ours, we have to take a cost sometimes because of the fund, because some few funds would also wish to go. The players themselves, the technical, even us, the staffs, would wish to go.
Why not sometimes the funds plan their own way to go also? You care about your funds?
Oh, sometimes we care about them because they are not that many who would wish to go for away games.
Thank you. We shall be coming for that strategy because fans at Arua City is said to be not many, or are said to be not many because of a lot of things. Now, I've seen, I'm not picking calls, guys. I'm feeling you guys calling, but just send me an SMS or a WhatsApp so that we can still push on. I'm not going to be picking calls in here. Just send send where your message is from. Whether you want to know also international stories, just send them there, and your name, and then where you are sending your SMS from or your WhatsApp from, so that we are able to know wherever you're catching the show from. That is what I can say. So those are the numbers, of course, below that you can use to make sure you get to us right here. Maybe even ask Mr. Musa Lumu, the chairman of Arua City Football Club, right here in West Nile region directly. So that you can also, maybe you will also say you want this number to extend your support towards the club. But all in all, I want to say the city council has a lot to do because we are coming back. Where are the kids? I'm not seeing them in that is the town trailing. Instead, you're seeing it with officials of that is the club. What are the club players? Where are they? Because very many have asked for that. And then what is the plan for 2024, 2025? Are they also going to come with new kits? Those are some of the big talking